Hey everyone, here is your discussion for the Theory of Evolution module. So it's going to be all about getting to know the important scientist. For this discussion, you'll create a timeline or a graphic organizer or some other visual representation to show the accomplishments of the scientists listed below. If you choose to create a graphic organizer or other visual representation, be sure it shows the relationships between the different scientist ideas. You may write or draw on paper, use Google Drawings, or use Google Slides or some other way to represent your work. Just let me know if you have questions about that. The scientists you need to include are Jean Baptiste Lamarck, Charles Darwin, James Hutton, Thomas Malthus, Charles Lyell, Alfred Russel Wallace, and Stephen Jay Gould. You have to include all of those scientists. Your final product must include the following: the name of each scientist, a year or time period for each scientist's work, and at least one sentence to describe each scientist's ideas. You may include pictures or drawings, but images are not required. Optional. For 5 points extra credit, you can do this optional choice. 5 points extra credit will be added to your entire module if you choose to include at least one other natural science or natural selection scientist in your project. Your final product may include the work of theory of evolution scientists who are not listed above, though you would need to research these scientists independently. You would need to include the name, year or time period, and a description for the additional scientist. Your sentences or sentence to describe the other scientist's ideas would have to be written in your own words, not copied and pasted from any website. Click here to see a list of scientists you might consider choosing to include in your project. This is just a starting point, though you may choose any theory of evolution scientist who's not in the list in that link, and you may do research on other websites to learn about the scientist. So if you click this link, you're going to see some different scientists who've contributed to the theory of evolution. What I would advise you do is to choose one of these scientists that's further down in the list. You're going to be able to find more information. Of course, we've already actually talked about Alfred Russel Wallace, but I would suggest maybe Thomas Henry Huxley, Ernst Haeckel, Edward Drinker Cope, or Henry Fairfield Osborn, or maybe even Alfred Wegener. All right. If whether or not you decide to include an additional scientist in your work, if you need help, you can refer to my notes or my Theory of Evolution Scientist video at any time, and that will help you out with this module. Thanks so much for listening.